Welcome to Pardon the Intermission, a podcast that takes a look at movies, TV, and all things entertainment from the past, the present, and the future. Remember to subscribe and like the podcast and give a review. This helps out the podcast and is greatly appreciated. Now on to the show.
Yes, hey everyone, welcome to Pardon the Intermission. I am Eric, and as always, check out our social media. We are on X at PTI_podcast. We're also on YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook at Pardon the Intermission. And if you can, like and subscribe. It helps us out over there. And we have a special show today. We're going to do a movie review of... What is it?
Project Hail Mary.
Project Hail Mary. Yes. Thank you. That was Millie you heard. And I'm also joined by my lovely wife, Jennifer. And we are going to talk Project Hail Mary. We went and saw it in IMAX, as a matter of fact, this weekend. So, and also, Jennifer has read the book. So she also has extra knowledge that we can tap into here.
Oh, gosh, if I can remember.
Oh, you can remember. It wasn't that long ago. Anyway, so yes, Project Hail Mary. What did you guys think? Just give me your general thoughts as far as a review. Just kind of, just basically, did it meet your expectations? Would you recommend? And then we'll get into details after that. We'll follow up with some details. But go ahead, Millie. What'd you think? Now, you being a younger viewer of Project Hail Mary, it's obviously not. It's not advertised as a kids movie.
Can I just preface?
Yes. What?
Millie's giving me the side eye. But I had to preface that we really had to twist her arm to actually watch the film. She didn't know what it was, so I'm like, okay, let's put on a preview on YouTube.
A trailer,
or something.
yeah.
Let's go and have her watch the trailer. And she was very reluctant to even do that. So she's a preteen, so she's spending a lot of time in her room. So I'm like, hey, let's go ahead and watch this preview. And then we watched the preview, and I'm like, doesn't that look exciting? Don't you want to watch it? No.
And what? You said no at first?
I'm like,
I wasn't
wait
there.
A minute.
Okay.
I think you might change your mind. So I don't know how I did it, but I changed her mind.
How did she change your mind, Millie?
Well, first I asked her how much were the tickets, and I was like, okay,
Oh,
if you tell me how much, then I'll go.
Because I guess she's paying.
Yeah, were you paying for the showing here?
But then I looked up. She told me that it was IMAX, and then I looked it up, and it was actually like a screen, and she told me
It's
that
a huge screen.
Yeah, and it feels like you're actually in it.
Okay.
And it was like. And then after that, I was like, oh,
You're like,
I'll see it.
okay, all right. So let me ask you this.
She was like begging me to do it. Like there was no yes or no. It was like a yes.
Okay, before we get to the movie, the IMAX, did the IMAX experience, did it live up to the expectations that you had?
Yes.
Okay, so you liked it.
Yeah.
Do you want to see every movie in IMAX now?
I don't know.
Okay, but what? You had a but.
I would like to go in like the middle because like we were on the edge and like I feel like it was like more of like a side viewing and like you could see it right here. I want to be in the middle because you can actually see like the full screen and stuff.
Well, to be honest, the I was worried about that too, but the screen actually it looked pretty good from the side. In the beginning, before the movie started, with just the previews and stuff, yeah, you kind of felt like you were on the side. But then as the movie started, it evened out pretty well. You didn't feel like you were on the side watching the actual movie.
I'm on the side all the time, so
I know you don't like being in the middle.
No,
you like to be on the end.
Quickest.
Yes. Hey, okay, so getting back to the movie itself, Project Hail Mary, did it meet the expectations? Would you recommend it? And then we'll get into more details after that. Go ahead, Millie.
Yes, I would recommend it for like a family movie. Yeah, it's very good. It has a lot of action. It has a lot of action in it. There's not a lot of like sad parts in it, but there's like happy parts, like things that will fill you up joy and stuff.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. What'd you think, Jennifer?
Oh, I loved it.
Of course, you loved it.
I loved it.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, I liked it. Reading the book, it was a page turner. Well, in my case, an audiobook. It lured me.
Ear turner.
An ear turner. It really lured me in.
Yeah.
And And it's been on my shelf for quite some time to read. Like, I feel like for a while, like for the past couple of years, I've been wanting to go ahead and take a listen and read the book. And then I got into it. And I remember telling you, I'm like, oh my gosh, this book is so amazing, literally. And then, you know, of course, knowing about the adaptation, I'm like, okay, I gotta watch this. I gotta watch this film. And
Yeah.
regardless if you guys wanted to go see it or not, it was really important for me to watch it.
Well, and you wanted to watch it in IMAX too.
In IMAX.
Yeah. And I think this, actually, we watched it the second week it's been out. Sorry to interrupt, but we watched it the second week it's been out. And I think the reason we watched it this weekend is because that was going to be the end of the run for IMAX. Because I think Super Mario's coming out, Galaxy's coming out pretty soon, and that's going to fill up all the IMAX theaters.
So we had to watch it. We had to watch it quickly, but I really enjoy the adaptation. It was visually stunning. It was very organic. It wasn't like all the other films that are out there, sci-fi films in regards to, you know, space in our universe. It was completely different. And I just really immersed myself into the film and really just the overwhelming feeling. I mean, there's a couple of times where it was so visually stunning. It's like you literally tear up how beautiful it is. And just to explore the friendship between, what am I?
Rocky and
Rocky and Grace. Just their friendship. It was just very touching. And I think in the world today, and just, I think we need something exciting and happy and a reason to go to the movies. And I think all audiences will actually appreciate this film. And I loved it. 10 out of 10. I literally want to watch it again.
Yeah, it was done very well. What did you want to say, Millie? What did you want to jump in and say?
Because you were talking about like the movies that are going to come out, and a lot of people will want to see it in IMAX, and I was like, oh, The Devil Wears Prada is also coming out.
Oh, I don't know if I want to see that in
I want
IMAX.
to see that.
Oh, well, we'll see. But that we're not talking about that movie. Okay, going back to Project Hail Mary. Yeah, I didn't know what to expect. I mean, there's been a lot of kind of rumors, and I think certain people filled me in. Maybe you filled me in a little bit on the story. And then, of course, everybody was already talking about the alien, so I knew that. There was really no big surprises there. I think overall it was just a really solid, good story. And just like you said, they've used a lot of practical effects. They didn't use from what I understand, any green or blue screen. It was all practical effects. And it was amazing. I mean,
old
even
school movie making.
Yeah, old school movie making. And the planet, and to be honest, the sets were simple. They weren't really the locations. You didn't get a lot of he was in the spaceship, right? And then he was in the alien spaceship, and that was pretty simple. He was at the where they were getting the astronauts ready to go, the base, and a lot of those sets, and or the ship. And so a lot of the sets, it wasn't over the top stuff, and it didn't need to be, and it was able to tell a really good story. It was really tight. I think we talked about it where they had mentioned that the filmmakers had a 4-hour version of this movie, and they ended up showing it to some of their filmmaking buddies and friends, and they're like, way too long. So they cut it down. I think it's about 2:20. Is that what it is? 2 hours, 20 minutes, 2 hours, 30 minutes?
Yeah, it felt like 2.5 hours. So they did a good job of condensing it based off of the novel. So I think they told everything they needed to tell. I mean, there's a few minor changes, like the karaoke. That didn't happen in the book. At least,
we talked about that. I mean, not, there might be some semi-spoilers here, folks, but I think, like karaoke moments and stuff, that was just to bring so people could see the human side of certain characters. Yes.
Right. And I think I mentioned that to you. Strat in the novel is just very, very dry, straight to the point. Okay, let's get to this. This
is the character that Grace is kind of recruited by.
Correct.
She's kind of the overseer of this whole project, but she's very cut and dry.
Right. And then in the adaptation, I feel like she's more human. She's relatable. You really actually like her until, spoiler alert, she did what she felt she
Well,
needed to
you
do.
find out that she did something that wasn't
it's like, oh.
so nice, yeah. And then of course, what it basically happens is that he wakes up in real time, and in the movie, he's waking up in real time, and then it has the flashbacks as we go on. We find out more as he's finding out more because he doesn't really remember a lot. He's been in a coma for years and years, and he doesn't really remember a lot, and so his memory's coming back to him slowly, and we're kind of finding out as he's finding out things as well.
Yeah. So in the film, it's quicker, to realize who he is. But in the novel, it's like bit by bit by bit by bit. Who
Well,
am
sure,
I?
yeah.
How do I know this? Why am I so good at math? Why am I this? So he kind of pieces it together a little bit longer.
Well, they can really
novel.
dive into that in a book.
But
I
in
think
the film, it's like
Sure.
really condensed.
The audio book is like, what, 19 hours? And I think...
Maybe 15, 16?
I think it's rated at 19, but...
Gosh, is it really?
Yeah. I mean, if it is 15 or
I
16...
read it quick.
If it's 15 or 16, I mean, still, you got time to really dive into the character, but in a 2.5 hour movie, there's no time. You got to get it going.
I would recommend if you watch the movie, then you're good to go to read the novel, and I would highly recommend the audiobook.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna actually start reading the. You had shared it with me. I'm gonna actually start listening to it. Okay, Millie, did the movie from a young person's perspective here, an 11-year-old perspective, did the movie hold your attention? Did you ever get bored during this movie, or not really? Or were you able to keep up with the movie? Is what was going on?
Well, no, I actually didn't get bored. Well, not really. It was, yeah. I didn't get bored.
Okay. What did you think about some of the visuals in the movie? I mean, like in outer space and the planets and all that kind of fun stuff. Did it really pull you in? Did you like it?
What does that mean?
Well, no, I mean like the visuals, like the way it looked. Like remember when he was in the phage or whatever, where it was all red? You just saw all that glowing red, and he's up on the top of the spaceship, and he's flying in the astrophage and all that. Oh, she's looking at me like she doesn't remember. Okay. How about this? What about Rocky? Did you like Rocky? What did you think of Rocky?
Yeah, he was a cute character.
Yeah, you liked him?
Yeah.
He reminded me of our dog. Always knocking stuff over when he gets in the spaceship,
She's
huh?
being so quiet right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always reminded of our dog, just kind of a bull in a china shop, knocking stuff over and just, yeah. Yeah, no, I did. I think it was funny. I think Rocky was a puppet, and they, I don't know how they did that. It seemed pretty real to me. I mean, it almost seemed like it was digital, but I guess they used a puppet. So I don't know too much about that, but yeah, they did really well. I didn't not believe the character, the alien, at all. So yeah, I really like that.
Another thing I want to mention too is in regards to the score, the cinematography, just exquisite. I appreciated those. I think I told you yesterday in regards to the score, they would play the music, and then an important scene came on. I think it was the fishing scene, and the impact and the silence. Like the theater just fell silent. And I appreciate that because you really feel the scope of the impact with the silence. And I think they did that a few times in the movie.
Yeah,
and
they
I just
did.
really I felt like I was on the edge of my seat. Like I was just right there, like, oh my gosh.
Well, it made you feel like you were in outer space.
It made you feel like you were. It's like seriously, you felt. It made you feel like you were.
Space, yeah.
You felt the impact yourself.
That you were in deep space.
Like
and it was,
because it's like all these things are happening all at once, and it's just the grumbling noise, and then the impact.
The
happens,
ship might be breaking
and
apart.
You hear, you hear that loud bang, and then it goes silent, and you're like, you feel it, like just genius.
Yeah. Yeah, the story, I mean, it was really well done. Now, the story's by Andy Weir. Now, he's the author of the book, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's the author of the book. And then also we have Drew Goddard, who they were the writers on him and Drew were the writers for the movie, so for the script. Directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. And then, of course, stars Ryan Gosling. Yeah, Ryan Gosling is becoming one of my favorite. I don't think it's funny because I think this film he showed a little more range. The funny part about Ryan Gosling though is that he almost does kind of play the same character, but he picks his roles so well that character just fits in to everything he's in. You know, you don't kind of get tired of it.
Yeah, he's the guy next door, but I feel like because he's a science teacher.
Yeah.
He needed to have that, he needed to have the glasses and the quirkiness.
Oh, yeah.
And he needed to have that knitted sweater. He needed,
Oh, yeah.
that was his whole ensemble.
Look, yeah.
And it was so believable. I mean, I love him. I've always loved him.
Yeah, he's like the quirky, aloof neighbor next door, you know. But yeah, I'm really enjoying Ryan Gosling's roles. I mean, he's really,
Keep it up.
I mean, when he was in Fall Guy, I like that. I like this. What else? Oh, I didn't really watch Barbie, to be honest. I saw parts of it.
Oh,
but
my Lanta.
You probably, you guys liked him in that.
He was amazing.
Huh? Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, and then I think it was made for him. And I might have been jaded because I already knew that he, when I put the book on my shelf that when I found out about the adaptation that he was going to be in it. But in reading it, it's like, oh my gosh, this is just like perfect for him. It's right up his alley. Like you're envisioning, isn't that weird? I mean, I do that when I read anyway. I envision certain people and it's like, oh yeah, it's a match made in heaven. Like seriously.
Yeah, because I guess the second half of the movie really is just him in space, essentially. I mean, it's him, and then you have the alien, but that's about it. I mean, they do the flashbacks. They do the flashbacks, so you get kind of a mix. But yeah, he does a real good job of just keeping you engaged in the movie the whole time. You know, when he's by himself and in the ship and stuff. And so yeah, it was really done well. Really, it was easy for me to get pulled into the movie. It was very believable.
Yeah, and I think that's why I was trying to emphasize that it's a family movie. I think it was very, it was complex at times, but it was very simple to follow. I think that the book is a lot more complex, and they simplified it for all ages. Yeah, and to explain it to her, okay, what's it about? Okay, we're losing. We're losing our the heat source. We're losing our heat source basically, and there's this astrophage. Well, they figure it out later when they study it that it's eating up the source, and 26 years to 30 years later, we're going to go into an ice age. So we need to do something about it now. So it just it's just very simple. Okay, this is the mission. This is what we do, and okay, they find a solution. They drop it down with the Beatles, and then
okay, yeah. So the
Beatle reference.
So the idea is that they have to.
Pods.
Yes, they have to find. He has to when he finds a solution. The idea is that he has to send. We won't give all the details away, but he has to send these probes back to Earth with the answer as to what this is. Now, this is before nobody even knows about, on Earth necessarily knows about. There's an alien out there too. It's just as far as they know, it's just their ship that's going to find an answer to this. You say that it goes into more details in the book, but that these pods are named Ringo, John, Paul. It's all and George, the Beatles, the four Beatles. So actually, there's five.
Very
but
strategic.
yeah, four. Anyway, the other thing I was going to say real quick too is going back to Ryan Gosling. The other thing I like about him is he was. I think you saw the clip too. He did a surprise guest appearance at a theater in New York that this was screening at, and he was talking to the audience. And of course, I'm sure you guys out there have heard already or have seen it posted somewhere on social media, but he basically made the comment. He says, I don't know how, I can't remember exactly how it came about, but he's like, listen, you guys don't need to save the theater. It's our job to make stuff good enough for you to want to come. And that I thought that was brilliant, going back to it's their job to make these great movies to come in. And this is a amazing example of that because this movie definitely holds up to it.
When's the last time I wanted to go back to the movies and rewatch a movie? I mean, it's been since Titanic when I saw it in the theaters 4 times back then in the day. I feel like I can I feel like I want to go back to the theater and watch this again.
Well, I hope that they can find time and put this back in IMAX theaters for people to be able to experience it in IMAX. Even though I know a lot of movies are coming out this summer, come spring and coming into the summer, but hopefully they'll have some time, and maybe this movie will just be so popular, make so much money that they'll want to put it back in IMAX. So people can experience that way, because it was really good. I mean, it was worth it. Even though, yes, I'm not a big fan of IMAX as far because I'm cheap and just the price, but it was definitely worth the extra money. Yeah, would you say that it was worth it, the extra money?
Yeah, but not the coldness.
Not the coldness. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was freezing in the freezer. It was freezing in the freezer. It was freezing in the theater.
In the theater, it was like a freezer. Yeah, it was very cold. But that's just all the theaters. It's funny. We were laughing about that little side note because we go in there and they're selling blankets now. They're selling little cozy blankets.
I wonder why.
Oh, okay, you can. Yeah, they got it like an ice box in there, and then you go in and buy like a $30 blanket, I guess, to make yourself warm. What? Anything you wanted to say about the movie? Was there anything that stood out for you, Millie? Anything?
Oh, we're doing spoilers already?
Yeah, we're doing spoilers. Sure.
Okay.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
I don't know. Like, what do you? What
Well, I don't know. Is there anything?
your
Is there anything in the
question?
movie? Is there anything in the movie that really stood out? Like maybe what was your favorite part, or what did What did you really like? Anything? Music?
I was a
The way it was
few
shot?
favorite parts where he was walking and then there was something on the floor and then he tripped on it.
Oh my gosh! You like the physical comedy?
Yeah, and then like I liked it where
Is that when he first woke up? When he was first waking up and trying to learn how to walk again from the coma?
no, he just visited Rocky and then he came back and he was like, and then he just like started
Oh,
walking.
okay.
And then another one was when Rocky first like came out in like the ball.
That was funny.
And
Yeah,
it was
like a
he was
hamster.
just going everywhere.
Yeah.
And another favorite part was when he was like doing his video, and then Rocky was like, "I can hear you."
Oh, that was
That was
cute.
so funny.
Oh yeah,
Oh my gosh.
He was like, "I can hear you."
I
So-
can't wait to
see
watch
you.
it again.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love it.
It was kind of cool how they did it because, of course, the alien, they had to sync up the languages, Grace and Rocky. They had to sync up their language so that they could speak to each other because they're obviously talking in total different languages.
Yeah, he was able to bloop 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 on the
The computer was
PC,
able to,
and then
Google Translate or
Yeah,
something?
so anytime they would further, like if Rocky didn't know a word or whatever, they would he would go ahead and plug it into the computer,
Yeah.
like based off, he would do his little
And they built
formula.
their language from that, and
Right.
and yeah, I mean, obviously they were there quite. The time seemed like it passed quickly, but they had to be together for quite a while. But it was funny. It's like at first it was the excitement of meeting Rocky, and then all of a sudden Rocky kind of moves into his spaceship, and now it's like the roommate you can never
Got a
get rid of,
roommate. Yeah,
and
it was
that's what
hysterical.
Millie was alluding
That was
to,
cute.
where he was trying to record his diary. Grace was, and then he would say stuff he's trying to whisper, so Rocky
Yeah,
didn't
he was
hear
like,
him.
he was like, "Can you hear me now?"
Yeah, he's like,
and he
I
was-
can hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he was like, I'm like so low like this, and he was like, "I could still,
I
hear
can
you."
still hear you. Yes, who are you talking to?
That
Yeah,
was
Well,
funny.
I would say this. I think to end it out. I mean, I think the movie. When you asked me originally, I said it was like 8 out of 10, and I still think it's up there. I still think it's close.
10
It's
out of
pretty
10.
close to be 10 out of 10. But I would say this about this movie, that the one thing overall, the biggest takeaway of the movie is it had a heart. That was really for me
yeah.
the biggest takeaways. It was just a feel good movie, a great story. There were some highs, there were lows. It was put together very, very well. And the other thing is there wasn't a lot of politics and nonsense in it at all. It was just a good story with heart, and that was the main.
Yeah, I
thing for me.
agree, and I really appreciate the fact that I enjoy sci-fi every now and then. I like Star Trek, I like Star Wars. I like those type of genres, but I don't think I've ever really I've read fantasies, but I don't think I've ever read a sci-fi. So that I think that was like legitimately my first sci-fi book, I think. But after watching this too, like it just kind of opened up a whole nother door in regards to sci-fi. Like
Genre.
I feel like I'm more interested. I want to learn more. I have questions. It's like, how does how does time and space work? It just blows away my mind with our universe and how enormous it is. And I think for kids to be watching the film as well, it might, kind of open up doors for them as well, as far as wanting to explore, space and science, and just to have those questions. And
I think it's
more.
like
You know what I'm saying?
and with what you just mentioned, like with Star Trek
them think.
and with Star Wars, but Star Trek a lot of social, in the TV show and stuff, they would tackle a lot of social issues, but they would tackle it through sci-fi, and I think sci-fi is a genre that can really open up a lot of doors in that way. I mean, you can tackle a lot of subjects through that, and as well, explore tech. I mean, when I was a kid, Star Trek had the communicator, the flip communicator. You flip it to open it, that Captain Kirk and all those guys used, and everybody wanted those. And now look, we had flip phones, but now we're going back to our smartphones. But who would even know that in the palm of our hand we have more computing power than they probably had on their starship in the original series? To be honest. I was going to say too, Andy Weir. It looked like we can watch The Martian. That would be another one that he's done. That was with.
I need to. See now, like I'm telling you, I mean, Project Hail Mary. That was my first sci-fi. So
it's going to open up a whole new world for you.
On my list.
A whole new world. What did you think? You like sci-fi stuff, don't you, Millie?
What's that?
Sci-fi is. It's a genre like space, outer space. It has a lot of that science. It's called science fiction, and it has a lot of like Star Wars is science fiction. Star Trek. You've watched Star Trek with me.
Jaws.
Jaws is a science fiction.
Jaws is horror.
Yeah.
How about any shark stuff? Marine biology stuff?
Well, if maybe there were sharks in outer space, it would be more sci-fi. But.
Yeah, I think for kids watching those movies, I feel like they can get to learn stuff and be like, oh, this is what I want to do.
There you go. From the mouths of babes.
And I have one more comment.
Yes.
Do you know when at the end, when like he's like teaching like all of those little, what's it called?
Spoiler alert.
All Rockies.
Yes.
I kind of wish they would have did that like at the end. Like, do you know when like they do like the, how am I gonna say this? Like when they say, okay, this is the cast, and then blah blah blah, and then they do something at the end. I wish they would have did that at the end.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if it's that kind of movie.
Because
that's a little Marvel.
No, because before that they're like watching the waves, and well, I think they're watching the waves. I forgot, but like they were doing something, and then he came over and he was like, okay, what is blah blah blah, and then they were like me.
So it was adorable.
Yeah, it was a cute scene. I don't know if we should necessarily give it away per se here, but yes, it was a very cute scene. But I don't know if they needed to do all that. I think the idea though is that he was doing what he loved. That was the important thing.
That was the question. So that was the question. You knew that Rocky make it home? Does Grace make it home? So it answered those questions. The ending.
Yeah.
Of where he decided to stay. But I think that
it leaves it open.
It leaves it open, so maybe in the future.
Project Hail Mary 2.
But see, that was my question. I'm like, okay, so that's why I'm like, oh my God, about time and space. So he hasn't aged too much, but down on Earth, when they showed Strat, she's an aged woman.
Yeah.
So that kind of gives you an idea that a significant time had passed on Earth.
Yeah.
So that,
well, and like I said too,
fascinating.
He's been, a significant time had passed, but at the same time, you can understand he was in a coma for a while, so people were aging.
Well, that's what I'm
while
saying.
He was
that
in
I don't
yeah.
like. It
His
goes
age
over
was
my
slowing.
head. Like it's just fascinating how that works. Like how does that work? Explain to me.
And they didn't, and that's the other thing. Maybe they do in the book more. They didn't really explain like the distances.
No.
Some of the distances, yes, but they didn't go into like Rocky's planet. How far was that from Earth, and you know what I mean, is that it didn't really explain a lot of that. Probably in the book they go into it more.
There's
something.
a little bit more in depth details,
And that would
then
have-
what their longevity is, and
that-
what their
well-
years are compared to human years.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is that
Yeah.
that would mean that would show you the difference in years too. Is
Yeah.
that if places, depending on the distance
I
and
mean,
outer
I
space.
can understand that, but how?
Okay.
Can you explain that to me?
Well, it's a mystery. You got to make it up. You know,
exactly.
That's the
No,
idea with
I wanna
sci-fi.
know.
You gotta,
I
you
want
gotta
to
kinda,
learn more. That's
yeah.
what I'm telling you. It's like, you're talking to somebody that reads true crime like constantly. So yeah, this is like a totally
Dun,
different
dun,
genre
dun.
for me. So it's just, I feel like with the other genre, it's like, okay, it's over, I'm moving on. But this is like thought provoking.
You had more questions, yeah.
Yeah.
More questions. Any last thoughts, Millie, before we go? Take a blanket to the theater. That's the most important. And but you would definitely recommend it. You enjoyed
Poor
it.
Millie, she was so
Yeah.
cold.
Do you want a Rocky?
Yes.
You want a little Rocky stuffed animal? Or
I don't
stuffed
know. I don't know if
alien?
they're gonna merch it out.
I kinda. I did see where so the little 3D they have a free 3D man. Remember that Rocky made a little statue of him? You can, if you have a 3D printer, you're able to download the 3D I guess the instructions or whatever it is, and print your own little 3D man. So you print your own little Grace.
Oh, that
in
material.
3D.
How come I can't?
Yeah.
It just completely left me.
Well, it was like some kind of metal or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, diorite or
I
something like
can't
that.
remember. I have a awful memory.
Stalactites, stalagmites. I think we're gonna have to. We might have to buy this movie so we could watch it.
I don't
at
know.
home
I think
when
we're
it
gonna
comes
have
out.
to go again.
Go to IMAX
But,
again.
well,
Bring
no,
your blankets.
IMAX isn't. Yeah,
I'm teasing. But yeah, we might have to go again and watch it. Jennifer wants to go for sure.
Yep.
Definite recommend. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for us. Thank you for listening, and as always, give us reviews. It helps the algos. We appreciate it. Thanks to my special guest, Millie and Jennifer. Jen. And thanks to Jen. And we will see you guys on the next one. Take care. You want to say bye?
Bye.
You want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye.